Good morning, stamping friends. Welcome to my YouTube live today. My name is Lorri Heiling, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I have got a really fun project to share with you today. Before I get to the project, I just want to share with you a little commercial here with what's going on with Stampin' Up! They have an amazing deal right now. If you want to purchase the starter kit, which basically means you get anything that you want in any current catalog, the total would come to $99 plus a little tax, but there is free shipping, but you get to choose $175 worth of products. You guys, that is almost half price. I always like to share that when I started, I really hemmed and hawed because the minimums were what kind of shied me away, and so I wasn't sure if I could make those, but my husband told me, Lorri, if you're going to buy the product anyway, why not just try it and see, how it goes, and maybe you will be able to make your minimums. So I gave it a test drive, and I'm so glad that I did and took my husband's advice, because 16 and a half years later, here I still am. And so it's just really an amazing way to get a lot of product for a little money. And don't feel like you have to do classes, videos, get-togethers. This is basically a discount shoppers program for those of you who aren't interested in the business end of it. However, if you would like to make a little extra money, this is a great way to do it, because I basically get paid for what I love to do. Well, the other two options are, if you like this little mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, the nickname for this is Mini Machine, you can get for $129, you can still choose your $175 worth of products, but they will throw this in for free. So this you can get in white, which is what we have now, and you can also choose boho blue if you'd rather have the new in color that's coming out in the new annual catalog later this year. So 3 options. The ones that I've had sign up so far have done option 3, where you don't get this. Many of my customers already have that machine, and so the other option of $175 for only $99 is a better option for them. So I just wanted to throw that out to you and let me know if you're interested. All right, I'm going to show you my inspiration for today's project. As you know, I have a little bit of a sweet tooth, and I found these at the grocery store, Fry's grocery store in Arizona, or Target has them. I've seen them at Target. But look at how cute this is, the M&Ms with a strawberry shake flavor, and look at how well this little M&M holding the shake is going to go with my Share a Milkshake stamp set. So I just could not do, I could not do a video on this, because they just go together like peanut butter and jelly. So let's get started. And I want to also share with you the die set that goes with this. I have to keep these in the background because they're just too cute. This is Share a Milkshake die set, and oh, look at all the fun dies. Many of these stamps coordinate with this. I love this little background, and this actually makes like a waffle cone once it's folded up. So it has a little crosshatch design in it. So we're going to definitely use this. All right, let me clear the platter here, and we are going to start by doing all our stamping. And I think it works easiest when you have quite a few dies to use, to just stamp them all, space them out a little bit, and then you can just run it through your mini machine or Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine just one time, and you don't have to get up and down for all these different dies. So let me show you the color palette we're going to use. We are using Blushing Bride, Pool Party, and Sweet Sorbet. I love this combo pack. And we will start by doing our milkshake. So I'm going to use, like I said, Pool Party, and I got to show you, there's 2 stamps for this. They're kind of odd. One has kind of like a shaded area, and then the other one is solid. So I think the best way to do this is I always stamp this full strength, and then I stamp off once, and that way it's the same tone, but you'll see how they match perfectly, but yet they're different tones, so you can see that shading in there. It's almost like you can't really tell until you actually stamp. So let me ink this up. The first one is just full strength Pool Party. And then the second one, I'm going to grab a little scrap piece so that I can stamp off. And then we will take this solid image. And if you leave it solid, it's almost the same tone as that. It actually is. So I'm going to stamp off once and then go back over and line it up. Try to line up this edge with the edge of the stamp. And if you're off a little bit, it's all right, because we are going to be die cutting this. Okay, now can you see that shading in there? All right, that's kind of a cool look, but I didn't really understand it until I tried stamping it, and then I said, aha, that's what it does. All right, the next one we are going to do is Blushing Bride, and this will be our first, I don't know, ice cream or whipped cream area. I don't know. Do you guys put another scoop of ice cream on top of a malt or a shake? All right, we'll just do that to the side. Remember to leave enough room in between your stamps so that you can make sure that the dies don't bump into each other. Then we are going to do our little straw, and this I'm using Sweet Sorbet. This is a teeny tiny skinny little thing. So if your dies move around on your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, you might want to stick a little washi tape and then it won't slide around, because sometimes the smaller dies tend to do that. And then we're also going to use the word celebrate, so let's put that up here. And there's a couple more pieces I'm going to die cut that don't have stamping, and I'm going to do the, there's another layer that goes on top of this and then one on top of that. So those, like I said, don't have stamping. All right, the other thing that I want to point out is we are going to use the mini pocket envelope die, and you get the main piece, which will fold up into a mini envelope, and then you get all of these little doodads that coordinate with it. So I'm going to cut one of these out of Blushing Bride as well. All right, first let's fold our little envelope here, and there are score lines here, so you can tell where to fold. I need my bone folder for this. So we will just fold here, and then this teeny tiny strip, and this is really important to use a bone folder because it'll make them crease so much easier. And then there's one on the bottom as well. All right. Now to glue this together, all we're going to do is take our multi-purpose liquid glue and just make a very fine line here. Like that. And then we will just pull these together. I probably should have put it on the other side. It might have went a little bit easier, but all right. Now just crease that and hold it down a little bit. And then we're going to set that aside to dry. If you have anything heavy that you could set on it, I have a stapler right here, and that's usually what I use to set mine down to dry. So I'm going to do that now. And then we are going to start building the cute front of this. The first thing you'll want to do is take a 2 1/4 by 3 inch piece of basic white cardstock. And then we are going to use that crosshatch, I think that's what it's called, crosshatch little die design. And this is cut out in crumb cake cardstock. And you don't need a lot of this, but just we want to be able to at least make sure most of it stays down. It's okay if some of the ends curl up a little bit, because I always like 3D things anyway. And we'll just kind of center that at an angle so it takes up that space there. We just have to give it a little bit of a background. All right. Now the next thing we're going to do, because remember I did die cut all these out. Let me bring them over here. This is the chocolate layer that didn't have stamping with it. I just die cut that out. And then there's a smaller basic white one. This is Early Espresso. This is stamped in Blushing Bride, as you know. And then we have our little cherry, which is Sweet Sorbet. And then our little straw, that's also Sweet Sorbet. All right, let's start building this. Let's go with this in kind of in the center. If you like offset, just offset it a little bit. And we'll just use dimensionals on this. And I love Pool Party with pink. I think that's one of our best Stampin' Up! Colors to go with that. Let's see, I think, which should I go center? I'll go a little bit to the left. How's that? And I do want to put it down. The reason we're putting it way down to the bottom is, number one, then we don't have a floating milkshake glass. And the other thing is, this is going to get pretty tall. And remember how large that mini envelope is? It's not very large. So that's why we're going to place it down a little bit. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put this straw in. And there's a little slit that cuts automatically when you do the die cutting. So that's kind of nice. And that way, and then we want to put a little dot on the back with your liquid glue so that it doesn't accidentally fall out. And you can kind of choose the angle that you want. Doesn't really matter. And then we're going to do the same thing and put some dimensionals on the back. This will also hold that straw down. And we will layer this on top. And we'll kind of tilt it a little bit like that. All right, the next step is the little bit of chocolate that's going to go on. Do you guys have a sweet tooth? It seems like most people like either sweet and salty or sweet. And I am definitely a sweets girl. I am not much for chips and salty things, except I do love popcorn. Popcorn is probably my favorite snack. Now we're going to do the white layer, which is basic white. Sometimes I go, let's go to the movies. I'm craving popcorn. I just go to the movies for the popcorn, but now I found out our movie theater sells popcorn even if you don't go to the movies, which could be a danger zone. I'm comfortable watching TV, Netflix series in my own home, but sometimes that butter popcorn from the movie theater is exactly what I need. There's just nothing like that. That's like a whole day's worth of calories though. All right, so let's put the cherry on the top. If you want to step it up a bit, you can take our liquid glue. I would do this. Maybe I'll take a picture at the end, but if you put it on top of here, it takes a while to dry. And so that would be the very last step that you do. And so I'm not going to do it right now, but that is something that you could add. All right. Now the next thing we're going to do, here's our little gift card holder that's all done up. And we are going to put a small little circle because we need to be able to attach this to the cute little candy that I bought. I'm just using the 1/16 inch hole punch. And then I'm going to add one more thing on the back here. I'm going to take that word celebrate that we already stamped. There's a reason I stamped it on that sheet, but I also want to put it back here because you're going to have a choice if you want to do it one way or the other. One way is you can just stamp celebrate on the back here, and that way when they take out the gift card, they will see the word celebrate. Or we'll make a little tag and put it on the front so you can decide. All right, so all we have to do now is to attach this to the front, excuse me, front of our little tag. So let's just add some liquid glue, or if you like Stampin' Seal, you can use either one. And put that right in the middle. There we go. And then this is the part that I'm saying you can decide if you want to do. What I would do is either leave the celebrate up there and not even do anything else. And once that gift card goes in, we have Cold Stone. I don't know what your ice cream store is, but we have Cold Stone here. So it's going to cover that up. But then when they take it out, they'll see the celebrate. So that's kind of cool. All right, here we have our celebrate. And what I would do is snip off this end of it. And then I would attach it right here like this. So what I'm going to do is grab a dimensional right here. Go like that. The last part we're going to do is we are going to take the little in color dots that came out with the new in colors this past year, and we are going to use the sweet sorbet because they match so well. Let me grab my take your pick tool, and I think if we put 3 of these on here it would be great. So let's use one of these. And then if you take a look at the blues, Tahitian Tide matches pretty well, but it's not an exact match, so you might want to just stick with sweet sorbet for the dots. All right, let's put a couple more down here. Let's see, let's go with a darker color and then a lighter color, like that. All right, now the last thing we're gonna do is tie this up so that it looks like a little gift that we can give. Here's our cute little candy. And the ribbon we are gonna use is called frayed ribbon, and it's in white. So what I'm going to do is just wrap it around here, and there's different ways you can do this, but just there we go. I'm left-handed, so I always have to do it backwards. So you could do it in the middle. I've done this before with M&Ms, and you tie it like this, and you tie it tight so it kind of looks like a bow. So it's like you're giving a bow. But the thing I wanted to, so you could see how it coordinates, is I wanted to make sure that that you could see the shake. So I think I'm just gonna tie it around here and not make it into a bow. But I made the bow once for a man's gift, and I used that as kind of like the bow on the gift. All right, I need a little bit longer tails here, so this ties really nice. It's like a cotton ribbon. doesn't matter which way the bow goes, you know, if it's cockeyed or whatever, because it's going to work out. If you don't like how it sets, then just slide it off or just start over. All right, now let me get my scissors. All right, now we need to attach this to the bow. So what I'm going to suggest is, maybe we want to slide it down a little bit more. Gotta see that milkshake. That's all. It's all about the coordination. I love themes. All right, what we're going to do is you also can buy this twine in the in colors, which again is sweet sorbet, which goes perfectly. And I am just going to, actually, let me put it on the gift tag first. I think this will work best. So let's see, let me cut a little hunk. And we'll go about right there. Okay, first I'm going to loop it through here if I can get it through there. Nope, I'm going to need my little dental flosser. These are the best tools. They're kind of like a needle for you, but it's for your ribbon. So just string it through there. Like that. This is like a 1/16 inch punch, by the way, to make that hole there. Okay, then just make that loop and go through this way. And the reason I'm kind of choosing this way is because I can adjust how long I want this here. Now we are just going to tie this around the big bow. And maybe, you know what, I want to heighten this up a little bit. Maybe I can even make a bow out of this. I doubt it though. Make it like a double bow. Maybe. Ooh, I think I can. You can tell I'm kind of designing as I go here. There we go. All right, so we'll do the double bow up there. All right, now see how I'm going to move the bow up to the top so this can hang nicely over it. All right, then we'll slip our little gift card in there. And there, whoops, I don't want it up. I want it up a little bit higher to cover the celebrate. I guess we have double celebrate. One or the other is good. All right, there's our little gift with the milkshake theme. Do you like it? That was so fun. I hope that you enjoyed this project today, and I would love it if you saw something that you like to just hop on over to my Stampin' Up website or my store and purchase your items there. And if you could please use the host code if your order is over $50 or more, not only will you receive free celebration items, which are in this brochure that I already showed you. All of these items are free that are listed that have a little bubble by them. And also I send some product if your order is over $50 as my way of saying thank you. And so I will send you a little treat in the mail. So thank you again so much. And I hope you join me next week. I do my YouTube lives on Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Arizona time. And I will see you then. Thanks guys, and have a great rest of your week.